Good evening and welcome. It is the eve of my apparent album release, but I do not have an album. So this is episode 44 of Can an Album Be Written? If I'm to take the timeline that I originally gave myself, the answer is resoundingly no. But here I am. If you like what I'm doing, subscribe, leave a comment, all of that stuff. And yeah. So yeah, clearly I have missed the mark on this. Hey ho, it was a arbitrary date in the end. I think I've probably produced to a certain extent, an album's worth of songs, but I've only got 4 up across all platforms. Admittedly, so yeah, actually I should put the links of those. I should put the links to those in the description below because if anyone has followed this channel and is interested in hearing what they sound like, they're up on Spotify and Amazon and everywhere really. So I'll put the links below. But I've got 4 tracks up on Spotify. Nothing collaboratively with myself and James yet. I think that's probably the most likely avenue of album production that's possibly gonna happen. For myself, I kind of feel like I'm in a place where actually I'm concentrating more on just producing one piece at a time. If that builds to an album's worth of work and I don't release, then maybe. But I've kind of got into this feeling of if I don't get these things out the door, they go stale. And I can't have it. And because I'm trying to, there's the collaborative thing, I'm not touching any of the stuff so far that is done there. Because there is a body of work there. And I'm not actually digging into that. So that's, still going to come. And that's not gone stale because I've not been listening to it. But the stuff that I'm working on day to day, because it's just me producing it, it has that danger. Like I get to a point with it, and at every level of it, actually, there's kind of a cost in regards to the songs you write, where it's a very love-hate relationship I'm finding with them. And because it's it's ultimately getting more tricky to write in some respects, just simply because I think, as I said before, I'm thinking more about the process. So getting them out the door and actually just releasing them seems like the logical step to me, rather than holding on to them and trying to put together an album. But maybe that's my bad, maybe I should be building up this single release, but then there's no audience for it. No one's listening to them, so at the end of the day it doesn't matter. I just want to get them out and keep producing. So I am still working on Disaster. I think I'm going to change the name to Disasters. Still can't get the vocal right. Every time I approach it, I think I've done a new thing that sounds better, and then when I let it lie for a little bit and then go back and listen to it, it's essentially the same thing. I'm just louder, which is not the desired outcome. So I am finding it interesting that I've been able to open my vocal up a lot more with this, and I think it was my experience with the last tune really that's helped me there, because it feels like when I first started doing the vocal on this, was really pushing. I felt like I was really stretching my voice. But actually, the more I've gone through it and gone over it and sort of worked it out, the more I'm realizing that there's a cost. So the volume, it's almost like the volume of the vocal goes up. Well, I suppose it makes sense. the volume goes up when I open my voice out, actually, and trying to keep it quite closed in and sort of tightly controlled, but pushing all the time as I'm singing. That's I'm kind of developing a bad habit, but it seems that then when I open my voice out, I don't have the same level of volume control. I'm just going for it, like as if I'm some kind of fucking Pavarotti, which I'm not, right? So when I'm getting up into those higher registers in terms of volume, actually the tone's not that great. I mean, and it could be argued that yeah, I think I'm in tune, but it doesn't sound awesome, if I'm honest. So I'm trying to find a balance between those two things. I want that kind of closed, small voice, I guess, in the verse, and then open it up more in the chorus. But I just need to find out to what level I could open it up and still retain what tone I have, because the other side effect of trying to tightly control it and yet still push then in the choruses is that really fucking hurts to do, and I'm not enjoying that. So again, just trying to find the balance. But I've been layering in some piano, so I've got I think a piano line, a hook line that I'm happy with for the verses, and then some right hand stuff that kind of just accentuates the guitar really. Maybe adds some harmony in there. And I'm quite enjoying sort of, because I'm doing my best to try and learn to play that with both hands. The chorus is I've sort of done myself over the barrel, because there's quite a lot of chord changes in the chorus. So I don't have fast hands at all when it comes to the piano. I don't have fast hands on the guitar either, actually. So it's that's at least I'm maintaining that level throughout all the instrumentation on this. But yeah, I'm quite enjoying learning to play the piece rather than just build it, because that's the other option here, is to just build it out, and I can do that. I've done it on previous tracks, but again, it feels to me that if I can do it, and I can get the feel, and I can stay in time and not make the mistakes that are going to be noticed, I suppose is the way I'd look at it, then I should go ahead and do it, try and play it, and just pursue that. And also, the more I do it, as with everything, the better I get at it. And fuck, who doesn't want to play the piano, right? So I'm enjoying that part of it. Although, this love-hate sort of element does come into it, where I'm just, especially with the vocal thing, like I listen back to the vocal especially when I think I've done something good, and I come back to it and I'm like, oh god, where the fuck did I do that? So that's a bit of a journey to have. Like, I think need that with every song, but I'm still not anywhere with the bass line. So that's yet to come. I'm again really looking forward to writing that. I kind of hope it's going to come quickly. And I think it just needs to punch in the chorus. There's a lot of texture already in the verse, so I'm not sure, whether the bass line will be something that in some way mirrors the piano, or that seems like a maybe something to pursue. But I mean, in the verses, and then in the chorus, it just needs to punch in the chorus, like fucking punch. What else? Oh yeah, and I need to write the other half of the song. That's the other thing with this tune. So, I got the. This will take care of, maybe, maybe this will take care of 2/3 of the song. What I'm doing at the moment, because that'll be 2 verses, 2 choruses, and then really maybe a bridge and a chorus, or a bridge and nothing, or whatever, to come out of it. I still think I'm going to work towards that kind of. My goal is always kind of 3 minutes. I'm never trying to write for anything longer than that. Mostly because then it limits. It kind of limits the amount of sort of thinking I have to do about where it goes next, or how I keep it fresh, or I'm just trying to write something that's punchy all the way through, right? So it needs to be changed. It needs to change, and it needs to do. But I don't have the kind of skill to really draw these things out, either as a player or as a as a producer or whatever. So I'm essentially just trying to create that 3 minute song, not to a formula of any sort. Let it create. But I'm just trying to keep it short so it can be punchy, so it can be a simple hook that people can get into. And that's totally subjective. So who knows whether I'm succeeding at that? But that's my rationale for it anyway. What else? Yeah, I think that might be kind of it. I see you in a bit.